Now that the order has been successfully allocated, we can now waive that order and release it to the warehouse staff for picking. In this section, we're going to have a look at how to waive an order, and we're actually going to go through a demonstration in terms of how to pick that order, and we're going to see that order sent back to ACPAC. So we'll again have a look at the order screen in ACPAC Web Dispatch, and we can see that there are two orders that are currently in ready to waive status. Let's have a look at these orders now. Again, remember that when an order is in ready to waive status, that means that all items that are in that order have been successfully allocated. For some reason or another, we might want some items or perhaps multiple items not to get allocated. So when we allocate the items that exist in that original sales order, the item will then get placed into ready to waive status without those certain items getting allocated. For me to waive orders 2 and 3, what I need to do is I need to select waive from this menu. I can specify the appropriate waive options. What I'm going to do in this case is I am going to leave the default settings, and I'm going to click on the submit button. At this point in time, the order is then going to get waived. I'm going to click on orders again, and we can see that the items or the orders whose status had previously been ready to waive is now changed to waived. What does it mean when an order is waived? When an order is waived, again, what's going to happen is that it's released to the warehouse staff for picking. There's going to be printers available on at their warehouse, and the appropriate pick tickets are going to be printed on those printers. The warehouse staff is going to go to those printers, and they can then select the orders that they are to pick. The warehouse staff can pick one order, they can pick a couple of orders, or they can pick multiple orders. These orders can be picked simultaneously. Let's have a look at the radio frequency dispatch handheld unit. So this is the RF handheld unit. And what we want to do here is we want to start adding orders to our wave, and then we can pick those orders. So in this case, I'm going to pick orders number 2 and 3. So I'm going to add orders 2 and 3 to the wave. So I'm going to select for pick and pack. I'm going to select picking. And finally, what I can do on this screen is I can scan in the orders that I wish to pick. So in this case, I'm going to be picking 2 different orders. There's actually 2 different, the same product exists on both of those orders. So order number 2, the customer is Diane Taylor. I can see that there exists one product that I'm going to pick. However, even though there's one product, there are 76 units of that product. So I'm going to pick 76 computer mice in the first order. I'm going to scan in the second order, which is order number 03. This order was again made by the same customer, it's Diane Taylor, however they placed that order in, separately. Okay, so at this point in time I can see that I'm going to be picking 2 different products. Actually, they're both computer mice. But I'm going to be picking up 153 units of those computer mice. So there are 2 separate orders, and I want to make sure that those items go into separate boxes. I'm going to press F2 to start picking my order. And the following screen will appear here. So as you can see, I'm being directed to bin A1A1, and I'm asked to pick a computer mouse. To ensure accuracy, ACPAC WMS is going to require that I scan in the appropriate product. So I'm going to scan the product. And it's telling me to put 77 computer mice, that is 77 with a unit value of 1, into a carton that has the carton label 10000004. So I'm going to scan the carton in. You'll see a number 3 to the right of that carton number. That 3 simply indicates a big number. All cartons that belong to the same group of orders will always have that same big number. So basically what you want to verify is that if you have, let's say for example, 4 different boxes that are to fulfill the order, all of those boxes will have a carton label that has that big number 3 on it. I'm asked to specify the quantity. If I try putting a number greater than, let's say, 77, let's say I want to try putting an 80. Say Jackpack WMS is going to tell me that I'm trying to put too many of those items into that box. The customer has ordered 77, so I can put up to 77 units into that box. So I'll key in a value here of 77. And now I'm asked to go to the next bin. This is actually the same bin number. It's A1A1 because I'm again picking computer mice, but this time it's for a different order. So we have two different boxes at this point in time, one for the first order, the second for the second order. If we try putting these items into the same box that first order came from, I believe it had a cart number of 10000004. I will get a message here stating that that is the wrong order. I'm asked to rescan in the appropriate carton number. I'll specify that appropriate carton number. And I'm going to be asked to confirm how many of those products I'm going to be put into that box. If we again look at our current order status, we can see that the order right now is being picked. One order is currently being picked, that's order 02. The other order 03, it has already been uploaded to ACPAC because we've configured Sage WMS to automatically upload when the last item on that order was being picked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to specify the appropriate quantity here. And that order has now been uploaded to ACPAC. Let's have a look at the ACPAC screen. We're going to have a look at orders number 2 and orders number 3. If we go into OE transactions, we can go down to WMS order shipment, WMS order entry shipment. The WMS order entry shipment page is going to appear. If I select the appropriate order number, let's say for example order number 2, in the quantity shipped field is the value that the WMS user recorded. So we recorded that we shipped 76 items out of inventory, and that is reflected here. So again, at this point in time, we can pretty much treat this shipment screen like we would any other order. It will not be possible for us to make modifications to the quantity shipped field. So we can add additional costs here if necessary. We can add the appropriate miscellaneous charges. And when ready, we can actually go ahead and post the order. So the shipment has been posted. So again, we've just finished picking the order. So essentially, before you can start picking orders, the order has to be created in ACPAC order entry. The sales order is then downloaded into ACPAC WMS. Before the order can be picked, the order first of all has to be successfully allocated. Once the order is allocated, that order is either marked as ready to waive, or if you don't have sufficient stock in pickable bins to fulfill that current order, a replenishment ticket may or may not be issued. You'd have to reallocate the order. Hopefully after the order was reallocated, the order will then be in ready to waive status. Once the order has been in ready to waive status, you can waive the order. You can release that order to be picked by the warehouse staff. Those warehouse staff is then going to use the RF handhelds to go into the warehouse. WMS is going to guide them to the warehouse in the appropriate order, and it's going to tell them which products to pick. It will tell them how many quantities of it to pick and which box to put and pack those goods into. Once all of the items have successfully been picked and packed, that order is re-uploaded up into ACPAC, and you can treat that shipment like you would any other shipment within the ACPAC system.